Hey. So this is STANN.co, and yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd do a kind of like devlog, I guess, on this small project I've been working on and will continue working on. Well, yeah, I guess you can call it a Garfield RPG. So, just without having any real plan, I thought I'd just talk a little bit about what I've made so far, what I'm planning on doing. Just a little bit, and maybe we'll, come back to it in the future. This can be an ongoing series if people are interested. So, I guess just talking about, like, very basic. So this is made in Game Maker Studio 2. And I've done all the pixel art for it, and, the animations here. And then I've also, coded all this up from bottom up, pretty much. Apart from, basic Game Maker Studio 2's own stuff. So, he walks around, it's all nice and dandy. You can run. And you can interact with stuff. Feel it judging you. Some dog food. It feels wet. More dog food. It's an oven. So, for example, that text box thing, it's also like made from the ground up, and I can throw some examples of some fancy stuff I can make the text box do a little later on. I don't think we should touch that one. So this is it. We can also, quit the game, and I guess I'll go into a little bit of it. So this is all just like a test room. And yeah, I can show some examples of changing some stuff around. So this is just an object. You can interact with an object if it has those things on it. And all of these are tied to a little script, which in this case, these hold the actual text that's going up when you interact with it. So we can go over and we can edit that one if we want to. I'm gonna make a duplicate just so it's easier to remember the syntax. And I'm gonna call this one demo. Why not? So this is just a basic text thing, and I've put it in so basically these little scripts, it handles everything in the background, and I can just focus on typing in the words. So let's say that the first one should be yet another piece of dog food. And then for the next line, oh shit, and for the next line, oh, my mistake. I can have a portrait on. So this is where I keep all the different portraits. So a big Garfield board, why not? And he'll say, I don't like dog food. And just for the sake of it, I'll throw in some just random words just so we can test it out. But I can also have the ability to make what I would call like indicators, like switches for making stuff do something. So /B, that makes the text following it become really big. It will be like big text. Then to close it off, we put B again. Then I could put T for tiny and small text. And the way I've made it, it figures out all the positions and sizing and makes sure it all fits nicely inside the text box. And also do like this and say C, and then I'm gonna say red, and then do red text. Then C again to close that off. Or I can do C and then rainbow and do rainbow text and close that off again. And also type S for shaking. I'm gonna type shaky text. And I think that's a bit much. I'm actually gonna I don't actually know how much it's gonna fill, so I'm just gonna make a new line. We'll see how far it goes. Maybe it goes out of bounds. Make another one. We have another one. Actually, the way I've made it, I don't actually need to put the portrait more than one time. Then it's just gonna take the portrait from the previous line, unless it's replaced by something. So let's say we wanted, yeah. So then it's just gonna be Garfield again, and I'm gonna put in like underscore John, and I'm gonna make him sad. And then the text is gonna be I am very, and we're gonna do C blue sad. You can also do /T to make it a shiny sad text. There we go. Even better than that, we can make it W for wavy, and it's gonna wave around too. So if all went correctly, we'll just put on the actual script again then. This is all the scripts, I'll just need to find it. I need to get accustomed to this way it sets it up. That's a bit confusing to me still. We called it demo something. Here it is. And now when I interact with this new one in particular, it should yeah, it should come up with all the text examples. Oh, I did a boo-boo. I did something wrong. Huh. I guess it didn't save. Do it again. Demo. Demo. There we go. Just because it was this one? Oh, my bad. We'll put this one as single as it was before. Love for single, just so I'm sure this is a very nice one. Put it in. Let's see. Also, another thing you can notice that you know, he has his hitbox is only at his feet. You know, it's made of just some big old square. So you'd think that like maybe if you walk to a corner you'd just be stuck, but I've actually coded it in so it checks if there's available space right next to it, and then it's gonna slide off of the wall and continue like so. It's just a little thing that bugged me when I started working on it, and then I quickly fixed it, and you know, it's much better for it. So it's like small details like that I really like to implement. Let's test it out. Yet another piece of dog food. I don't like dog food, Garfield says. Big text, small text, red text, rainbow text, shaky text. And you'll see that even though they have like different line height, I made it so it all accommodates and makes sure that it makes sure it knows the line height basically for each individual line. I am very sad. That's right, John. And yeah, I don't know, I didn't have many plans. I guess I can go through just briefly showing how it worked, I guess. Like, in case anyone else is working on some game maker stuff. I'm not gonna share the files, at least not right now. When I'm finally done, I might share the stuff I made like open source, so people can learn from it. At least the text box thing. So it starts out with the string I made here, and this one. So let's say here it is. It starts out, we have the text. It's a variable text, and we put it into an array of all text. And then we take that array and we shift it over to a text box script, which is over here. So without going into too much details, it basically checks every single, I guess you can call it every single part of the array, and checks every single letter in the array until it finds what I call indicators. So in this case, it checks for #F, and if I put in some text else, it's gonna change the font. Like port, that's the portrait. Still, it's just if the face that comes up is gonna move still. Auto skip if the messages are supposed to like skip automatically. And goes, and there's all of these different things, and I'm still not completely done yet. And then after that, these were just like the main hashtag things. The actual indicators for like making wavy text and such is located in, where do I have it? In, give me a second, dialog box here. Basically inside here. So it takes these strings and it checks for every time we meet something. Like, what's a good example? It's also just for like making the box come up. Where are they? Modifiers here. So it checks every single letter and it searches for the word slash. Searches for the letter slash first, the symbol slash. Then it checks what's after the slash. So if C's after the slash, that's for color. And then we make it for what's inside it. So that was, for example, red or blue or green I have too, or rainbow. And then it's gonna put some different things in there. And this is just for S for shaky, W for wavy, T for tiny, B for big. And this is just to break the modifier again. And you know, if you want to pause the video and like spiral on it, I'm not gonna stop you. I won't sue you. But I'm not gonna release any of the code right now. I might do it at a later point. And yeah, this is quite big. It's probably like very shoddy code if you know what you're doing. This has like been a big learning curve for me, but it works functionally. So maybe I'll just leave the majority of it as is. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is basically where we are right now. So the main goal I have in mind is, you know, basically making a an RPG game. You know, where you have some fun, and I'm also gonna try to make a kind of battle system at one point. So maybe when I finally figure out how to set that up, I'll make another video on it, where I can show a little example of it. So this has just been me rambling, and I'm gonna try my best to shorten this down, just so it's a little interesting. And yeah, if you're interested in this little thing, let me know. If you'd rather I don't make more videos on this, let me know too. This was just kind of a little idea to hold people off whilst I work on the other projects. It's like a bunny business or the like. So yeah. Game.